Avenue.
Question for you. I've been on, this is my 7th year on the council, and it seems to the best of my memory, every December and January, you, the town manager, have come to the council with recommendations for the council to advocate at the state level. A few weeks ago, I was reading an article in the New Haven Register, and that, that even includes things like advocating the conveyance tax, the continuance of the conveyance tax. A few weeks ago, I was reading an article in the New Haven Register dated March 16th. It was based on the way it's written, it appears that there were chief executives from around the state, mayors, town managers, who went to Hartford specifically to advocate for a regional sales tax. And you were quoted in the paper saying, it's far better to share a tax than to not have the benefit of a tax at all. Now, I'm just curious, it seems to me that this is something that would have been brought to the council via the legislative package. I don't recall it ever being there. I'm just curious if you could elaborate on that at all.
Sure. I was asked because our community has probably done more work on the real estate conveyance tax and the impact of that to actually make a presentation on that specific change. I was asked to make that presentation, and as part of the process for discussing municipal issues, CCM put together a panel of the mayor of the city of New Haven, John DeStefano, the mayor of East Hartford, Melody Curry, and myself. We each spoke about our specific issues and concerns, and as part of that discussion, either Mayor DeStefano or Mayor Curry were advocating for regional taxation. I was asked my opinion, and I offered my opinion. And my opinion is that the choice of fighting over potential development or sharing in potential tax revenue, which I think would be a better approach. And I thought, if regionally we could share a tax that we would otherwise not be able to benefit from because of territorial issues, certainly that was the better way to go. And it was in that context that the question was asked, and that was the response I gave, and I would give it again. And I have to say that, I think that my job up there is to represent the interests of the town, and there are issues that come before me that have never been discussed with this council, and that I have to provide opinion on, and that's what I did.
Thank you.
Sounds like a fair answer to me.
I disagree.
Although I
wouldn't
certainly
have done
wouldn't be a proponent of a regional tax and would never support it. I mean, I'll put that on the record now. Particularly one coming from Mayor DeStefano out of New Haven, who's driven everybody out of town into the surrounding towns and expects somebody to pay for it. But anyway, that's my editorial comment.
Yeah, but let me clarify the context of this. Really, what the discussion was about was the idea of greater regional cooperation and the fact that there isn't enough of that. And because of the fact that we're so territorial and the fact that we've developed 169 municipalities with competing interests and duplication of services, that we need to look to cooperate more on a regional level. And the idea was, if we could bring a taxpayer in where the region would benefit, wouldn't that be a more advantageous situation than not having that taxpayer come into the state of Connecticut at all, and we all lose the benefit of some incremental tax increase? And that was the context in which it was. Not that I'm purporting that we should go out and create more taxation. It's the idea that we have created a situation where we're so competitive with each other, town to town, that we're driving businesses away.
Mr. Strum.
We're